rape does not happen on its own. It is usually the final thrust of a very extended abuse. And the woman just take the, for the man, it is a final way of showing his power over you. For the woman, it is something that she thinks she has to take because she has married this man. In our experience, victims of marital rapes often lack the emotional strength to take the matter to court. Violence is violence, and violence is bad anywhere you are, whoever you are, the victim. But for the violence to be committed in your own home, to be committed in your own bed, in your own bedroom, by the person you are most close to, by the person who has promised to take care of you, to love you, to cherish you for the rest of your life, that is something that shatters a woman's confidence. Perhaps beyond repair, or it takes a very long time for her to come and long counseling before she can regain her self-assurance. So how can you expect a situation? So the idea that you can only charge a husband for rape if a woman has done all these things which requires her to have the confidence, the thought to carry out, the time to carry out, it's simply naive. It shows that whoever made that law has no idea at all of what a marital relationship is, or what a soured marital relationship can be, or what violence in the home can be. In December 2007, over 77% of respondents to an AWARE informal poll agreed that rape is a crime. 5.6% did not. The Penal Code states that a man is said to commit rape when he has sexual intercourse with a woman against her will, without her consent, or with her consent, but when the consent has been obtained by putting her in fear or threat of her life. We share in this conviction that rape is rape. That non-consensual intercourse with a woman by any man, regardless of whether he's married to the victim, is rape. And again, we applaud the organizers for taking this effort to stop, for taking this effort to criminalize the act. What can you do? You can sign the petition, of course, but you can also educate, talk to your peers about what you're going to find out tonight, or your own research. You can also, this is a little bit of an advertisement for AWARE, you can also come forward and volunteer at AWARE. We are looking for a partner, a face, any of you nice young men out here, to lead the White Ribbon campaign against violence against women in November. I won't take up more of the panelists' time. If you need more information about this, we can talk about it later, or you can Google White Ribbon campaign. The campaign, briefly, is men rallying other men to not to commit, condone, or keep silent about violence against women. And just three other things that I would like to say. We have, at AWARE, this year we are focusing on capacity building. It means training and knowledge building, and also on reaching out to people. So it is good to have a chance to talk with you, and I would love to see you either online, on the email, or come to the center and we can talk. We have been meeting people like yourselves, and although it's only been about 3 months, I have learned things that astonished me, that shouldn't astonish me because of where I am, I should know better, but it astonished me anyhow. And that is how deeply entrenched gender stereotypes are in our lives. Sometimes we live in a cocoon. You know, you are a certain type of person, you have a certain type of friends, so among your friends you find that everything is all right. You don't quite know what the values are outside your own circle. So it astonished me. There were 3 occasions that astonished me when I was talking to people. One was that we were meeting some young men, and these young men said, and we were talking about equality and feminism and all those bad things. And the young man says, intellectually, I believe, I agree that there should be equality between the sexes. But because I am male, and because male have strong egos, it's difficult for me to support it. We're talking about a boy in college level. And another thing that was also a little shocking was this. More than a few people have told us stories of how in their families, this economic downturn, where the fathers or the husbands have been retrenched, and the woman in the house has become the sole bread earner. And we have different examples. We have examples in families where the mother is a professional, so she earns substantial keep. That we also have a case where the mother is a low-level salaried staff and still having to bring home the bacon, so to speak. And in all these cases, we heard these women were dealt badly with by their husbands. It seems to go against reason. I would have thought that if I was out of a job, if I was a man and I was out of a job, and if my wife can continue to upkeep, I would be very grateful and very happy, and I would be very loving to her. But the socialization in the man doesn't allow him to do that, doesn't allow him to recognize that he can be happy for the help. And so much of this relationship, so much of this troubled relationships is because, you know, on one level, he's glad that someone is there still bringing in the money for the rent, you know, for the school fees and so on. But some part of him just doesn't allow him to accept this graciously, and it caused strife. And what do the women do? From the professional to the other person, what do? They take it. So we are told they take it, and they take it in silence until they explode. So much of this strife, so much of this can be dealt with, can be resolved if only we can get the men and the women to recognize that they don't have to play out these gender roles. That there are other ways and more liberating ways to being, and just being human beings. The last point is that we also, at the same time that this is happening, we are also seeing and hearing conservative voices which are saying that gender equality is a threat to families and to relationships. Please examine the information, and please use your logic and be aware of what the reality is. Thank you.